All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to the show, man. So I gotta give you guys a couple of shows. You know what I'm saying? I've been busy, haven't been as on YouTube, man. Just been spring practice. I've been on the road, y'all. Been in Valdosta, Thomasville, all over, man. But I want to get some recruiting updates, man, and give the latest about what's kind of going on and things y'all need to watch out for, man. Y'all know I'm a recruiting guru. I know some people plugged in as much as I can. Maybe not other people, but I want to give y'all the real deal spiel, man. So we're gonna do this show just talking strictly Brodie Campbell, right? And then from Brodie Campbell, we're gonna move on to Jabari Watkins. All right. So with Brodie Campbell, he announced his top 4 schools, which I'm gonna obviously pull up here in just a second. Y'all bear with me. Here we go. I got it pulled up. Okay, so this was announced, right? Now I was waiting on Brodie because I was trying to get all his OVs that he had set up on a graphic as well. But he already told me what the Georgia Tech graphic was, or when his OV May 29th, 31st. I broke that, right? So these are the top 4 schools: Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Maryland, Iowa State, right? In my opinion, I feel like this is a two-headed race, right? So the two-headed race is between Arkansas and GT, right? Who's going to emerge as the leader, right? And I feel like Georgia Tech has a lot of steam when it comes to this. He's a top QB target for them, 30-plus offers. We know what he did last season, throw for over 2,000 yards, nearly 3,000 yards, if we're being humbly honest. 25-plus touchdowns, a couple of interceptions. And I think he threw like 67, 65+% completion rate, right? So this is a guy that does it at a high level, right? And his best game last year was East Coweta. Absolutely went off. That was a 60-56 win for them. And they could not stop what bro threw for 500 yards against East Coweta that was led, obviously, defensively by a Chance Gilbert. So a defense that was loaded, that had guys all over the field, had a AZ, Delbert Freeman, had a Royal Maxwell, right? Had Walter Maestro at one point, excuse me, he's back at Florida. So had all the pieces you needed to be successful. Brodie Campbell still winning, slice and dice them, right? So it's a guy that can get it done, right? Everybody's gonna fall in love. Well, no, he's just a 3-star. It don't matter. This kid can play, right? And he's a top guy in the state when it comes to 2027 class. You throw him in that conversation with A.J. Johnson, right? A Kareem Hughley, you know what I'm saying? Aiden Watson from Harrison. Brodie Campbell's right there in that conversation with all those guys, right? He's that good. And, he gets the proper training. He's at Newnan. The team has continued to rise up in the ranks, continue to take that next step forward. And he's a guy that could be a difference maker at college. One second. So for Brodie, right, there's opportunity here, right? Let's say Alberto Mendoza, he goes and he balls out this year for Georgia Tech, right? He could easily be gone. He can go somewhere else. We don't know what's going to happen, right? We seen this past year with Haynes King. Went, balled out. Obviously, this is last year eligibility. Supposed to be Aaron Fowler's job. He leaves. He goes to Florida, right? Graham Knowles, Greedy Adamson, both guys have been in the program for quite a while. They're waiting in the ranks, right? So from that standpoint, they had to go get Mendoza, right? So they went to get Mendoza, right? And he's the QB1. So I bring up that point to say it's ever changing, right? We don't know what it's going to be from year to year. So for Brodie, there's opportunity, right? Somebody's going to have to transfer out. Whether that's Grady, Graham, Cole Bergeron's there. I don't think he will. One of those quarterbacks of those 4 is probably going to be leaving next year. Whoever that may be, we're going to find out. We'll find out and see what happens. So that leaves opportunity for Brodie. Instead of Arkansas, you got guys like Antoine Hill there, formerly Brodie McWhorter, right? Maryland, they got that quarterback that's really good. I believe his name is Malik, if I'm not mistaken. He'll be there for years to come. He'll have another year before Brodie can obviously play. Iowa State's a program a little bit in flux. Lost, obviously, their head coach, Matt Campbell's at Penn State, I believe. Several other guys, right? So why do I bring all that up? I bring all that up to say, of these 4 teams, Georgia Tech is the most stable. You see the development of what Coach Chris Wiggins can do. Number 1, he's a Heisman Trophy winner. Tells you all you need to do at the quarterback position. He was the elite of the elite at the position to win the Heisman. Number 2, he's developed guys. Look at the development of Haynes King from his career, from where he started with Texas A&M compared to what he became. ACC Offensive Player of the Year, ACC Player of the Year. right? Was undrafted in the NFL, but got an opportunity with the Carolina Panthers, right? So I bring all that up to say, of the most stable of these four, the development of the position, a team that's on the rise, and continue to take the next level steps. Georgia Tech is the best opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To me. Now it depends on what Brodie's gonna do, right? I don't know what he's gonna do. I feel like he's more so leaning towards Georgia Tech though, and I feel like they are the best fit for him. Right? You look at the stability of all four of these positions. Like I said, Maryland is pretty stable, but they already have a guy there. If you Brodie, it's going to be up there, with Georgia Tech. And obviously, he's a great baseball player. Committed to Georgia, I believe it was at one point. If he still is, you have to see as a shortstop. So the kid can ball. Great dual sport athlete. But to me, it is a two-headed race between Arkansas and Georgia Tech, right? For Brodie Campbell and his services and what he's going to be able to do, right? So, we'll see. May 29th will be crucial. I think you could easily see at the end of this month 3 to 4 commitments for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. That's how big of a weekend that is. And them kind of closing in on primetime targets, right? So when it comes down to Brodie, guy can ball. He's played at Newnan. He's grown. He's developed. He's that guy, right? I think this is one for Georgia Tech. You got to try to land. And I think they're in that conversation with Arkansas. I think it's neck and neck, right? But GT sits in a good spot. Handle business. They got a chance and they went and seen him for an in-home visit over the recruiting weekend. I think this is who they want. I think this is who they're after. So GT sits in a good spot. And don't get so drawn up on the 3-star ranking. Kid can ball. Trust me. And Brodie Campbell is that guy. So those are the two teams I think for Brodie Campbell that's going to stand out. I think Georgia Tech got it, in my humble opinion. I don't got I have sources. There isn't a source that told me anything about this. This is just my hunch, right? My hunch of what I think and what I can foresee happening with Brodie Campbell and Georgia Tech. I think he ends up there. Just my personal opinion. We'll find out what happens on May 29th and 31st, or if he has a set commitment date, we will find out. But from my hunch, he likes Georgia Tech. He likes where the program is headed. He likes the receivers that they're obviously recruiting. It feels like a match made in heaven for me. And best believe, Brodie's one of those guys. He commits to your program. He's going to recruit guys to come in and help as well. That's going to help Georgia Tech moving forward. So those are two teams for Brodie Campbell I think to watch out for. And GT sits in a good spot. That's my honest thoughts and assessment. Y'all stay tuned and keep it locked. One more. I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hype up the video. Till then, y'all know what to do. Follow Najeh Wilkins on all platforms. I'll see you guys soon.